Alright, now I'll try to do my best to talk while I'm doing this, but so it's a very easy process, and there are some differences depending on the substrate you're using. For leather, vinyl, you just need to make sure you're dealing on a clean surface, and then you do lightness sprays. When you get into the more hard trims, plastics, metals, fiberglass, then you need to use it in more, so it's one extra step here. So we'll start out on the leather seat, I guess. And so the first thing you want to do, you have your 1200 grit sandpaper here. It's real smooth sandpaper. I'm sure you're used to 1200 grit. Now you take it, and the main reason you're doing this step here is to remove any kind of grime and silicone, because silicone is sometimes used as a protectant, and it will be troublesome for any dye or paint to take it. So start out on this chair over here. Next step, using the prep cleaner, which is mixed with water, is to clean it down. Anything you knocked off there, you see, you just clean it down. Now another step that's important that I don't know if I mentioned or not is you have to wait till it's dry, obviously, before you start applying the dye. Sorry, I'm turning my back on you guys so much, but this isn't the best shop to be working in, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty good. Now something really important you want to think about when applying is you need to use this in light mist coats. You don't want to cake on any of the dye because you'll have problems with adhesion, cracking, and when you move into the carpets and the fabrics, then you'll get kind of the crusty feel. So go ahead. Not really. It's such a smooth sandpaper that you don't have to worry about messing up. Because other ways, and I've seen shops do it as well, where they use like acetone or something like that, and that's a bit much to use on leather. So as crazy as it sounds, sandpaper is less than that.
The other question I have for you: are you picking light colors to dye, or are you black?
You can go darker to lighter if that's what you're asking, right?
Well,
Yeah. Not a problem. You're gonna have to maybe use a couple more coats than usual, but if you're going lighter to darker, you get more coverage. Most of the business we do is in the restoration. Some of it is in the customization where they're actually changing colors. We'll start with the spraying, and I'll try to show you as best as I can. Alright, now the product is dry to the touch in 45 seconds, and it cures in about 10 minutes. So we recommend 10 minutes between the coats. We'll probably speed that up today for time constraints, and then move on to the door panel, I suppose. And again, with the hard plastics, there's just the one extra step, and that is the adhesion. So we'll start with wiping it down with the sandpaper, and then the next step will be the adhesion coat after that.
Project's almost done.
heat cut at this point is, yeah, just using to dry to speed up the process a little bit. But however, when you hit the adhesion promoter, which I'll show you here in a second, you do want to heat up the adhesion promoter after put it on, and that'll activate it so it really gives, bites into the dye that you put it on. Alright, so we've sanded and prep cleaned, now we'll move on to the adhesion promoter style. So next step, we'll move on to the door panel and we'll apply the color to it. Nice light coat mist for these. You don't want to go too far and turn it black right away. You might want to get excited and do it. You can see through here. That's fine, we'll come back through and make it totally black. Guess we'll have time between the coats. We'll hit up the carpet as well. Carpet and fabric alike, it's really important for the light coats or also start to get crunchy. I didn't mask this one off, so we'll just do a corner or something. And this one, if you have already, the mats are going to be dirty, it's coming out of your car at the current time, you got to make sure it's real nice and clean, no dirt, no grime in that, soap and water will work. Now, a trick I've seen in the shops, if you have a carpet with longer fibers, what they'll do is they'll do one coat and they have a brush, they'll brush it in, wait a little bit, do another one, and the more time you put into it, the deeper it'll get in there. So the carpet looks to be about done, you can pass that around to the field. I can't reiterate more that you need to go with the light mist coats, especially when it comes to the carpet, or else you're going to get the problem with clumping. Yes, sir. No, it was used for the seat back and here. It's basically, I didn't use it on the carpet. So this is the prep. It is a separate part. Yes. So for the leather and vinyl prep solution and the interior dye, and then for the hard plastics, metals and fiberglass and such, prep cleaner, adhesion promoter, and the interior dye. That is correct, yes.
I have some sun visors that are faded in a converter. Which product on that?
So it's kind of like headline material, or
It's a fabric.
fabric interior dye. Yeah. So you'll just see the interior dye. You can use a prep cleaner as well. When you're getting into carpets and headliners and cloth and such like that, you got to do your best to kind of just make sure it's shampoo, free of dirt, free of
Clean, they're
grime.
just faded from the sun.
Yeah, as long as they're clean, then you just hit them with the interior dye to freshen them up. Usually wouldn't probably take this many coats, but I'm doing it real quick and dirty for you guys. So hopefully if you're doing this to your own car, you're going to take a little more time, put a little more effort into it. So you can see the quality of the appearance of it, and give it a few minutes and come up here and touch it. Make sure it's not Let's see how terrible I did with the mask. Absolutely. Like I said, when we were getting our OEM certification, elasticity was one of the tests, abrasion testing, UV testing for fading, such like that. So as long as it's put on correctly, it's going to be there for the duration of the top of the substrate. That is correct. That's correct. Yes, hard plastics. So clean it. Use the sandpaper to clean as best you can. Make sure it's dry. Adhesion promoter. Heat. This can be done with a blow dryer as well, you know. Oh, already? Well, I should have been here last year for you then, I guess. 1200 wet. The question was the sandpaper, 1200 grit wet, both on leather, vinyl, plastics, but not carbon obviously. Yes, yes. When it's grain simulation, what did I do? 5 coats on that? It's probably not the most even coloring because I was going through pretty quick. And I wasn't leaving time between the coats, the 10 minutes that would say it takes to cure. Good. Yes. Yeah, you do it quick right after. The question is about carpets and trying to get deeper into the carpet. You can, yeah, you want it, like I said, it's dry to the touch in 45 seconds, so you want to get that brush in it within that 45 seconds. Yeah. All right, we doing good on questions? Yes, sir.
Now, you were doing just a straight on the cutting pile, right?
Yep.
Now, let's say you're working on a room. You're saying to brush up things that are careful not to abrade those roofs.
Yeah. So I don't even know if you want to do it. Yeah, I don't even know if you want to do it. I have to kind of play with it or talk to a technician. Somebody professional in the field. They work on it. You don't need to seal it. You can put any kind of seal you want on it. It's not going to affect it. But as it is, it's real durable stuff. So some people want, because this is going to be like a semi-gloss kind of finish. Some people want a straight gloss finish. There's different products you can put on it to achieve a gloss finish. All right, here's your answer from darker to lighter. So in the back, they were concerned about going from darker to lighter, so I turned obviously brown to black, then to white here. And I think they were happy with the results. You know, with all the different coats, so I probably put 3 or 4 of the black on and another 3 or 4 of the white. You can still see the grain simulation. You can't feel the difference. So, questions on that? Yes, sir.
Question on the C5s. I've worked with a guy on the C3s. I like it a lot. Like you said, preps everything. But on the C5s, the lower dash has got a texturized paint to it. When that wears off, I haven't tried it yet because I'm apprehensive. Do you guys have a texturized version of that?
We do not have a texturized version of this product. We have tried to formulate one in the past, but we're unhappy with the results of the durability. So, you know, they do make other textures you can use beforehand and then use the dye afterwards. You know, and that's speaking to other people's products. I can't really give you a 100% answer on that. But. Correct. So the question was, again, with the preparation of the hard plastics and the hard trim, you know, you want to do the sanding to get off dirt, grit, silicones. Then you want to clean with the prep cleaner. Make sure it's dry in between each step, obviously. Then hit the adhesion promoter, the heat to activate, and then the color. And then after the color, you can just do as many coats as you need to get the result. Light. Yeah, adhesion promoter is going to be light coat as well. That's correct. All right, you guys can come up and look at this. Look at what I've painted so far. If you want, you can try it yourself. I got another piece right here, and answer any other questions. This is in the Corvette America book.